Welcome to our podcast, where today we dive into the vibrant world of business. We're joined by Jacqueline, a seasoned entrepreneur who has worked with many small and large companies over the years. Jacqueline, are you ready to unpack what business truly means?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. It's such a dynamic topic, and I can't wait to share some insights and stories.
Fantastic. Let's kick things off with a fundamental question. What exactly is a business? At its core, a business is an organization that creates goods or offers services to sell them to customers. This is an essential definition, right?
Yes, definitely. A business exists to generate both economic value, which usually means making money, and social value, which refers to contributing something meaningful to society. It's important not to overlook that second part.
Exactly. And businesses can take many forms. For instance, you can have a small sole proprietorship or a business operated by one person that's often represented by consultants, freelance photographers, and local artisans. In fact, did you know that there are nearly 24 million of these types of businesses in the US?
That's a staggering number. It really highlights how many individuals are pursuing their passions and contributing to the economy. While they're small, they're certainly mighty when it comes to creating jobs and supporting local communities.
True. But when we think of businesses, we tend to picture these large corporations, like Virgin or Apple. It's crucial to recognize that although they make up a smaller percentage of the total number of businesses, they employ a significant part of the workforce. About 51% of Americans work for large businesses, which have 500 or more employees.
That's quite a contrast. So, it appears there's a profound connection between small and large businesses and the overall economy. The larger entities might generate most of the income, but the smaller businesses add that personal touch and community feel.
Exactly. Let's break it down a little. We often discuss businesses in terms of their interactions with customers. For instance, there are businesses that sell directly to consumers. These are known as direct-to-consumer or D2C businesses. A good example is a local bakery where you can buy your favorite pastries right off the shelf.
Delicious! And then there's the business-to-business or B2B model, where one company sells its products or services to another business. An example would be a company that supplies parts to a car manufacturer. It's exciting how interconnected business operations can be.
Absolutely. And depending on the structure an owner chooses, be it a sole proprietorship, a partnership, or a private company, there are different legal and financial implications. Can you tell us about the differences?
Sure. A sole proprietorship is the simplest form where one person owns and operates the business. It's relatively easy to set up and does not require the owner to pay corporate taxes separately. However, there's a major caveat. The owner has unlimited liability, meaning their personal assets could be at risk if the business fails.
That's a crucial point to understand. In contrast, private companies limit the owner's liability by making the business a separate legal entity. The owner can actually become an employee of their own business, which offers more protection but adds complexity in terms of regulations and formalities.
Right. And it's interesting to note that even big names like Apple and HP began as sole proprietorships or simple partnerships before they scaled up. This just goes to show that every empire started with a small idea and a lot of hard work.
It's inspiring indeed. We also need to touch on the topic of innovation. The business environment is constantly changing, and for companies to thrive, they need to continuously innovate and adapt. Think of the shifts we've seen with technology. Business models have evolved radically, right?
Completely agree. Businesses have to stay agile. They can't simply rely on past success. They must anticipate market trends and consumer needs. And those who can't keep up risk becoming obsolete. It's a complex dance.
A complex dance, indeed. So, whether you're a new entrepreneur starting your first venture or someone just curious about how businesses operate, it's vital to understand these fundamentals. Consider what you might want to pursue.
And don't forget, the why is essential. As Rochelle Graham, the founder of Allocate Naturals, shared about her journey balancing business growth with becoming a mother, Because in the end, knowing your motivations can drive your success.
That's powerful. It's not only about the financial gain, but also about what our businesses mean to us personally and socially. So before we wrap up, what would you say are the key takeaways for our listeners today?
I'd say the biggest points to remember are: first, know that business can take many forms, from sole proprietorships to large corporations. Second, understand your legal structure and its implications. And finally, stay adaptable and aware of why you're doing what you're doing. Let those motivations fuel your passion and resilience.
Wonderful summary, Jacqueline. Thank you so much for joining us today and shedding light on the multifaceted world of business. And to our listeners, remember that whether you're dreaming of starting a business or supporting one, you're part of this incredible ecosystem.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure to share insights and engage with you all. Keep dreaming big, everyone.
And that's a wrap for today's episode. We hope you feel inspired and equipped to explore the world of business with a fresh perspective. Until next time, stay curious and engaged.